play bass.
Wes, guitar.
Josh, vocals.
Melissa, vocals.
Jay, drums. Elvis Sampler.
And we're DeadCore. And if you're not in the now, you're in the nothing. Wow, that was very hideous.
I laughed too, so
Talk a little bit about the history of the
All that
band.
attitude we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I left it out there.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Wes. Welcome to Jackass.
Let's talk a little bit about the history of the band. When did you guys all originally get together? How long have you been together?
Well,
7 years ago.
Yeah,
2003.
I joined in 2006.
Okay.
And we recently got Wes in 2009.
10.
10.
It's been over a
Yeah,
year
it's
and a half.
2009.
Coming up on 2 years.
Late 2005.
Yeah.
And do you guys remember the first time all of you guys actually jammed together the first time? Do you remember what that was like?
I got it on VHS.
Yeah.
It was so awesome, man. Cover song. It was an eventful night.
What song did you guys do?
Sweet Dreams.
The very first song was
Marilyn Manson.
Nice.
In a church.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
which we still practice that to this day.
Hmm.
Nice.
We feel like our better music, and we just feel like everything comes out better when we practice in that building. Just runs smooth. We could go to a lot of times if we're not at church, we're at our house, and we can spend 4 hours and get nothing done, and we could be at the church 30 minutes and just bam.
And the church is the church is like way out of town in the country, so
Yeah, it's isolated.
Nobody-
no distractions,
Yeah.
no nothing.
Could be there for late. It's
quiet.
One.
And you can crank it to 12.
First 4 years, our biggest fans were cows.
Yeah.
They hated us.
Jay, Josh, Dave, and myself.
They made a lot of noise.
You know, in this, you know, we're the, first 4 members really. And, we used to get the BIA called out on us because we were on Indian land. Because the neighbors across the street said we were scaring their cows.
Nice. So you had cow complaints.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the band's name. How did that whole thing come about? And
Sheet
who
of
could
paper.
come up with that?
I worked
The
there
original
for a
sampler.
while,
The original sampler, J.R.
Yeah.
Job, we were all throwing out different names and stuff, and he come up with DeadCore, and we liked it because at the time we were like, it could mean so much, but at the same time it could mean nothing. But Job come up with it.
I hated it.
We
Yeah.
were almost Blood Trip, but in the town that we're from, there was another band, and they're a great bunch of guys. They started playing about the same time we started playing, and their name was Coma Trip, and it was just too close. And when Joe said DeadCore, that just kind of fit us. Just found it suitable.
They stole me from another band.
That kind of goes into my next question, is the 2 vocalists. That's kind of an unusual thing nowadays. Why did you guys decide to go with the 2 vocalists? And, on top of that, 1 male and 1 female on top of that. There's not a whole lot of females in
They
metal.
were wanting a female before I started. I mean, when they were jamming together and just getting their start, they were wanting a female before me. And then I came in, and was singing with them, and we kind of established ourselves as a band. And then we were actually doing I don't know. Yeah, we was doing a show where she was coming on as guest vocals. I write. Even before she came into the band, I was writing a lot of lyrics that took 2 vocals that I would just carry myself, and it was hard as fuck. And when she would come in and do the guest vocals, it was just working.
It clicked.
Yeah, it was just working. And then she started dating the drummer and stuck around, I guess.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to get her lead
Now
since.
I can't get rid of me.
Now let's talk a little bit about your local scene. How would you describe that, and how has that affected you guys?
The local
Actually,
scene, it's
really
so diverse.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, you've got bands like Coma Trip, which is death metal with a groove. Backwash, which is party metal, and there for the long time it was the three of us, you know, Coma Trip, Backwash, and DeadCore, really pushing the local scene. And you know, we just kind of fit somewhere in between the two. And then you know, you got bands like Mop that come in, which are extremely technical players, which just, you know, kick ass and everything. But I mean, the local scene,
The
really
underground
not good.
scene, the underground scene is really good. You know, we get a lot of bands from Dallas, Oklahoma City, Wichita, that come through Lawton, little ass Lawton, and it's weird because the underground does really good, but the city of Lawton doesn't really like concerts. They've had bad experience. There hasn't been a big concert outside of country in the city of Lawton since
Wish we could.
the early '90s. They just don't do it. The Coliseum there won't allow it.
It's a military town, and the military eats the shit up. I mean, 90% of the crowd at the bar, the Railhead there in Lawton, is military. But, you know, like Josh says, they just won't let
I think
there be a
that's
greater
what helps it.
exposure.
What helps it thrive though is that it's a lot's kind of oppressive in that way. You know, so all the people that don't there ain't a whole lot of outlets in Lawton. There ain't a whole lot to do, and it's kind of a
They really need like an all ages. They have no all ages there.
Yeah.
And
Kids love
even like around Lawton, there's a lot of smaller towns, and they just, when we do an all ages show, they will come to Lawton just to see an all ages show.
Wow.
And you know, we can get, you know, if we have a pretty good venue, we could get, you know, up 5 to 10 bands, and they could be there all day and all night until we can't go no more, until they tell us, hey, you gotta go home. But it's just, that's what it needs, because Lawton is hungry for it, but it's just, it's kind of like, you gotta be,
hit a wall.
yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about DeadCore music. You guys have anything new out now? You guys working on anything new? What's
We're
in the
always
works?
progressing. We're always progressing, but within the band, I mean, there's a lot of talk about. It feels like we're not, but we always are. It's a weird thing. There's so many songs that are still in the works
a lot of our new songs, they've been songs that we've been making for about 2 years. It's 2 years of thinking about it and not being able to get it done.
It'd get thrown out.
Yeah,
and we'd work it up one way,
Recycled.
and somebody,
Recycled.
well, I don't like it this way. So, you know, those riffs, those lyrics, whatever, get thrown back, and we'll come back to it in a couple of months, and in years. There's one song that we just finished that we started
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Totally had lyrics for it,
Yeah.
and
It
wiped
just
out the
didn't like
lyrics.
it.
They were
It
like,
just didn't
no.
like it. And-
So we changed the whole lyrics in like, what, 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah.
Had a whole,
Brand new song, and
Wow.
Yeah.
you know, it's one we've
we
been
kind of
playing
like
now.
do like a lot of new songs, and then it's like we only let 1 or 2 out. We'll let those kind of ferment, get into people to where they, you know,
Let 'em decay.
yeah.
There's a time or two where we sat there and we like started a song, and you know, we're supposed to be practicing, but we started a song, and you know, a couple hours later we knocked the whole full song out. You know, so we like wrote one song and whoa.
We try to keep it fresh so people don't get tired of hearing the same songs. 'Cause sometimes bands that come through Lawton, you know, they'll be there 3 or 4 years and it's the same pretty much. They might have just 1 or 2. We want to keep bringing in new stuff all the time, you know.
Now, over the past few years, things like Facebook and MySpace and Twitters have kind of taken over. How has the social network sites affected your guys' band?
Reverb Nation's the whole reason we're here tonight.
That's how we got this show tonight.
Yeah, we met Blood Bone Dry by Reverb Nation, or they actually found us on Reverb Nation.
Nice.
So,
It's helped us out a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys all involved with your like Facebook page and,
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, we're all administrators skills, so it's kind of sometimes hard to tell who's done what. So a lot of times we just try to put our name and then what we say. Because if not, we're like, who said that?
Yeah.
And sometimes I can say that, you know, I said something but write Melissa's name in there.
Yeah, so
That's
we're
true.
nice with
Is
each
that why
other,
Melissa wanted hot dogs the other day?
I hate hot dogs.
No, we
Nice.
just
So, have you guys talked about maybe trying to go in and record like a full-length record anytime soon, or is that something in the works for maybe
Yes.
the next year?
That has been in the works for like the past, 3 years?
2 years. We did our own the first time around because we really did, funding wise, it was really kind of an issue. And then my brother's he's getting all this equipment. He's gonna try to start recording, but then he started on his own project, so it's like kind of pushed us back. And it's like, then we went to the city last night, and these guys are trying to get us to record. So it's like, what did I say?
You said this city.
Oh, I thought I said
Oklahoma
Oklahoma
City.
City.
See, we're off on the
Oklahoma
boondocks.
City.
Yeah.
When we say the city, that's
The
Oklahoma
city.
City.
Oh,
That's okay.
yeah. Sorry.
Um,
But
The original
yeah,
bass
we get
player.
a lot of people that want to, you know, do a CD for us, but it's really kind of hard to get the sound that we need. That's gonna.
We kind of have trust issues.
Yeah.
It's the
Mhm.
trust
Trust
issues,
anybody.
and then also a couple of the guys that
timing.
we've talked to didn't want to master it. So
That's an
it's-
important thing.
Yeah. So it's that, the trust issues, and
couple of
then
them
trying to
Want to master
get
it,
time
shouldn't be
together
mastered.
to where we can do it, and it hasn't happened yet.
Or then we hit a roadblock, and then it's like we start scheduling a bunch of shows, and when that person's ready, then we're not ready, and then it's like when we're ready again, something happens. But hopefully, we were actually the first band. We do have clips. Goofing Off does have live footage. We tried to pull off the interview thing, but interviewing yourself isn't a good idea, I
Yeah.
think.
It turned into bloopers instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yes. It's actually on YouTube.
If you wanna look
Sometimes
for
those are the
that,
best ones.
Yeah. We're on YouTube. We got clips on YouTube, whether it's videos or just the bloopers of us goofing off. So YouTube's helped
Yeah.
us out a lot too.
DeadCore BGB.
Now, I hate asking this, but if you guys had to categorize, like if you went into the store and you were looking in the metal, the rock, whatever sections of music,
The toilet.
where would we find that?
Yeah,
That's where you find
restroom.
the toilet.
Yes.
Trash can.
No, for real.
The upper deck.
The youth
What-
section.
That's the hardest question.
It's very hard to label a sound because I don't know.
We
It's-
have so many different types of sounds that we pretty much evolved from.
Yeah, a lot of
And
influences.
we really can't
Yeah.
place ourselves in something.
But most simply, metal.
metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, more
If
like
there's
Kind of like a
just
melting
general-
pot, melting
Yeah.
pot of music all into one,
I mean, if
like a
there's
big
just-
stew.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to.
Menudo.
We've been called experimental metal. We've been called just
Hardcore.
heavy metal, hardcore.
Hardcore metal.
Deathcore.
Somebody said we were new metal once. I didn't like that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we try to always do something that's something nobody else has done. I mean, that's really hard to do in any type of whatever
Yeah.
clothes, music, whatever you do. It's so hard. But we're just trying to bring that to the table. So even just mixing different types, see how that goes.
Drawing from all of our influences. I
Yeah.
mean, whenever you got a band with 7 members in it, you're gonna have a lot of influences. So,
I mean, mines have changed over. It first started with OTEP. She's like when I was with my brother's band, never had really done any of this growling this stuff before. My brother's like, here, this is what I want. And then after I left with him, I still kind of took that, and then I got introduced to like Chimera, and I love Mark Hunter. And then now I'm kind of like into Maria Brink from In This Moment, so it's just kind of mix it all together and try to make my own sound. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
a lot of
Love
very
playing.
metal love.
Nice.
A lot of Prince,
Yes, a lot of friends.
Yes.
Elton John.
Yeah.
Now, just one more question, and we can wrap this up. What do you guys got planned for like the next 6 months? What you guys got some shows coming up you want to plug or?
Shows
We do have
and
the,
get a recording.
We have the OTEP show, July 2nd,
Bricktown Live.
at Bricktown Live in Oklahoma City. And
Hopefully we're gonna start
We got
recording.
a
Couple of shows at the
It's hard.
Little
It's
Edge
hard
a
to
lot.
say. I mean, we play with a lot of great bands that aren't recognized yet or aren't
Yeah.
signed yet, and every show is awesome. It's better than going to a big concert most of the time. And so if you just look on our Facebook and see our shows lined up, try to make every one of them.
I mean, every time we play like, you know, we're playing in front of 10,000 people, even though it's only 20 or maybe 2 people, you know.
Yeah, it don't matter.
We don't really care because we
We have
love the
fun,
music.
Yeah.
We have fun
It's
and
all
doing it.
We love
balls
what we
out
do.
every time.
Yes.
That's a really good attitude to have. And
So,
cool. All right, guys. Well, that covers everything. Thanks for taking time to chat with us.
Well, thank
Well,
you very
thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Nice.